The deadline to file your taxes is now just 1 week away.
That's right, which means returns must be in the mail to the IRS or submitted electronically by April 18th. We've highlighted it on a calendar there for you. Now, if you file and request an extension, you'll have until October 16th. Joining us now is Richard Rubin. He is a U.S. tax policy reporter for the Wall Street Journal. Great to have you with us. For those who are behind on filing their returns and are freaking out as we speak, how can you ease some concerns? Where is an easy place for people to begin?
An easy place to begin is to know that you can get an automatic extension of filing. So that's that 6-month period till October. You've got some ability to get all of your paperwork done, get the final numbers ready. But the key thing about that is it's not an extension of the time to pay. So if you haven't paid enough through the course of the year and you are going to owe some money with your tax return, you should pay that by April 18th and then figure out the exact amount over the next 6 months.
Well, I'm wondering, Richard, how are people notified if there is an issue with their tax returns? Do they just have to sit and wait, or is there anything that they can do to make sure that they haven't made mistakes?
So a couple of things. One is if you're filing and you're expecting a refund, the IRS does have this where's my refund function on its website. So you need to know your Social Security number, the amount of your refund, and your filing status, married, single. And you can put that in and it'll track a little bit for how you do it. If there's a mistake or a problem, you'll hear from the IRS usually by letter. They're trying to move things more electronic, but a lot of it is by letter. If, say, the information that you provide the IRS doesn't match what they've gotten from your employer or someone who paid you some money or your brokerage, whatever. And so you'll get some of that information from them in the mail. Or if you make a math error, this happens sometimes, the IRS will check your math for you and say, hey, I think you got these 2 numbers wrong. Here's what we think you owe. So you'll start seeing some of that from them. And just it's important to make sure to not ignore it, but to look at those notices and read them and respond to them.
Another reason why I advocate for the government just issuing what they know about what people have paid already to make this entire season easier. But we have heard the IRS having a backlog at this point in the year. So should people expect a delay on their returns, or have things smoothed out somewhat?
Things have smoothed out somewhat. The IRS has to expect to get your refund within 21 days of filing if there are no real issues. So where we see the biggest backlogs is if you file on paper, like actual physical paper is what one expert has called kryptonite for the IRS. They've gotten through a lot of the backlogs, but it really does still take a lot longer if they have to hand transcribe a lot of it. So that takes longer. If you're filing electronically and there's no errors, you should expect to get your money back pretty quickly.
All right. Richard Rubin from the Wall Street Journal. We see you with your I Stand with Evan, of course, your colleague, Evan Gershkovich, who is being detained there in Russia. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
Happy to be here.